Hello, my name is Bobby Ott. I'm the Superintendent of Schools for the Temple Independent School District. This presentation is a presentation that will review the contents of the 2022 TISD bond proposal. I would like to start this presentation by reviewing the school district as a whole. Temple ISD serves over 8,500 students in grades pre-K through 12. Our school district boasts incredible programs such as advanced academics, in particular IB and AP programs, fine arts, all of our performing fine arts, band, choir, visual arts, theater, CTE, which we have 15 career tech programs, and our athletic programs. As a school district, our student body is made up of 45% Hispanic students, 25% African American, 25% white, and we serve 75% economically disadvantaged. We also have a one-to-one program with technology and students from middle school through the high school. And at the high school, students upon graduation can take their device with them. Our advanced academic programs have featured over 200 National Merit Scholars, and we are a B-rated school district by the Texas Education Agency. And we have been a B-rated district for the last 3 years. Every single campus in TISD has met state standards. Many times when we think about a school system, we really think about the classroom and we think about teaching and learning. But the truth is, a school district is a large organization and has many services, and I want to review some of those. First of all, as a school district, we are responsible for 1.6 million square miles in facilities. We occupy over 320 acres of land, and we provide services to our students that are in the form of meals. 1.4 million meals are served a year. We also drive routes through our transportation department, just under 600,000 miles per year, and we have over 1,300 employees that make up our school system. These employees are dedicated to our mission, which is to inspire, motivate, and empower students to reach their maximum potential. In addition to our programs and services, TISD has had the opportunity to capture some awards along the way. Our school board won the Region 12 School Board of the Year this past year. And in fact, they went on to the state level and became an honor board, which means they were recognized as one of the top 5 school boards in all of the state of Texas. There are 1,300 school districts in all of Texas. We also take pride in our efficiency. We run a very efficient organization. In the last couple years, we've won 3 state, national, and international financial awards that prove our excellence in accounting, transparency, and integrity. And speaking of efficiencies, through our bond refunding and financial accounting practices, we have been able to pass on many savings to our taxpayers. In the last 3 years, Temple ISD has lowered the tax rate 16 cents since 2018. There is no entity anywhere around, whether it's a school district, college, city, or any governmental entity, that can say that they have lowered the tax rate by this much and passed on this type of savings to their taxpayers. We are very proud to demonstrate these efficient practices and give back to our taxpayers for supporting our school district. In this slide, you can actually see how Temple ISD has lowered the tax rate 16 cents since 2018, going from $1.40 to $1.24, which is the current tax rate. But also on this slide, you will see the long-range planning efforts that began in 2010 and 2011 with an effort from the community to transform the school district. This included the passage of a bond in 2011, a tax ratification election in 2013, and another bond in 2015. But it also includes expert data, such as demographic analysis that we've conducted the last several years, and also the development of a new facilities master plan that was adopted in 2020. Purchase of land in 2019. All of these things are leading to the long-range plan efforts to make sure that Temple ISD provides a high-quality education and we are prepared for the growth that is coming and happening right now in the school district. So speaking of expert data, first let's start with the most recent demographic study. Some of the highlights from the demographic study show that our home sales in Temple have increased by 78%. It also shows that we are adding 400 homes, single family homes a year in the next 5 years. This actually leads us to almost 7,000 planned home lots in TISD in 11 future subdivisions over the next several years. So how does this affect the school system? Well, first of all, we are slated to have almost 10,000 students in the district by 2025. That's about a 1,300 student increase. The largest growth areas take place in the southeast quadrant, Ray Allen and Thornton area, in the northwest quadrant, Kennedy Powell, with the most immediate being in the southeast quadrant. That is a here and now growth spurt that we are dealing with as a school district. The next piece of expert data is the facilities master plan. As I said, this was adopted in December of 2020 for the 2021 school year. This is a 10-year plan. And of course, it's very consistent with the demographic analysis, and it shows that we need to add growth and capacity at 3 campuses, and those campuses are Scott, Bonham, and Temple High School, all funneled toward the southeast quadrant. Also, that we need to remove the 20 remaining portables in the district. This was an initiative the school district and the community put together in 2011 when we started with 47 portables, so we have 20 left. Also, renovate our auxiliary services building. That's where our maintenance, school nutrition, and warehouse and grounds are located. This facility was built in the 50s and today still has no HVAC. We need to finish the security vestibule projects at our campuses. We have 3 remaining campuses, Ray Allen, Garcia, and Kennedy Powell. Replace our playgrounds at the elementary school. Those are all out of date and some of them not ADA accessible. And add middle school fields, which we do not currently have. And also look at expanding program spaces for fine arts and CTE, which would include ag and auditorium spaces. So as a result of the demographic study and the facilities master plan, and also working with the community for several months, the Board of Trustees called the bond election in November of 2021. And as you know, that bond was 2 votes shy of passing. So as a district, it left us with 2 choices. One, we can go rezone attendance boundaries and pull students out of their neighborhoods and move them to schools where we could put portables, and also add portables at campuses that we did not have portables at in order to have capacity. Also, we could start limiting student participation in some of our fastest growing programs. That was option 1. Or option 2, we can re-engage the citizens and gather feedback and rework the bond package and send it back out to the voters. So as a school district, we went ahead and picked option 2 as a way to continue working and engaging the community. So in selecting option 2, immediately after the November 2nd election, we held several focus group meetings with randomly selected stakeholders from every single voting precinct in the district. We had some that voted yes and some that voted no. And we asked the participants 2 questions. Why did the bond fail? And what would help it pass in the future? And this was our opportunity to re-engage the community. As you can see by this slide, the feedback provided on the left-hand side is what we received from our participants. On the right-hand side, those are the actions that we modified and we could control as a school district to meet the expectations of our community. So number 1, eliminate the stadium proposition altogether. This next bond proposal will not have a Prop B. There will not be a stadium proposition. Number 2, we reduce the projects. So this next bond proposal has reduced 7 projects, which in turn reduces the total cost by over $20 million and completely lowers the tax rate. And the last piece is we need to really localize these projects by campus when we're putting information out, so parents of those schools can see exactly what the benefits are of their particular student. As a result of engaging the community and modifying the bond proposal, we have the following four areas that will be represented in the bond projects. Number one is growth and capacity, and this is something that has been consistent since the previous bond proposal. Safety and security, this has been consistent since 2011. Aging facilities and student programs. So the first area this bond proposal will address is growth and capacity. As a result of the demographic analysis, and if you just drive out in the community and see all the new homes being built, you know that Temple ISD needs to have an additional elementary campus in the southeast quadrant. So this project is going to be in the bond proposal. And this elementary campus will also be a fine arts academy, which is consistent with the values of this community. Temple has always had a high regard for fine arts. And then next are three campuses that have to add capacity: Scott, Bonham, and Temple High School, each adding 4 classrooms apiece. One of the things that the community wanted is they wanted to see renderings of what the new elementary school would look like. So now we have those. These are some different pictures or renderings of what the Fine Arts Academy would look like in the southeast quadrant. This is the front of the school. This would be the side and the back where we have the courtyard, and because it's a fine arts academy, it would have outdoor performing spaces. This is the inside of the school and the gallery space. And this is an example of what the library would look like. Next is safety and security. Removing the remaining portables has always been a priority of this community. And as you see there are 20 portables spread out across 5 different campuses that would be removed. Adding the 3 security vestibules to Ray Allen, Hector P. Garcia, and Kennedy Powell. We also need to complete fire suppression systems and alarm upgrades at several of our campuses. Add a backup technology site in the south because we're continuing to grow in the south. And then sidewalk, pavement, and lighting improvements at the following campuses: Meredith Dunbar, Temple High School, and Edwards. Our next area of focus, aging facilities. We start with our Auxiliary Services Center. This was built in the 50s. Remember, our school nutrition staff reside here, our maintenance, grounds, and warehouse. This facility needs complete upgrades, modifications, and in some places, a replacement altogether. Transportation Service Center, where our buses are currently at, that also needs renovations as well. Restroom upgrades in several campuses. This was rated #1 with our community feedback. Wheatley, one of our campuses, still needs classroom upgrades, hallway coverings, and an updated front entrance. Our digital marquee project, we have 2 campuses that are outstanding, Temple High School and Edwards. The replacement improvement of elementary playgrounds, and those are listed there. Basically all of our elementary playgrounds, but a few need replaced. And then campus infrastructure improvements and replacement cycles. Our community wanted to see those in detail, and so we have those listed here. It shows you exactly what projects, which campuses, the number of classrooms, and the costs. And I did want to show you a rendering of our Auxiliary Services Center and what it would look like if this bond were to pass. This is located right between Avenue E and F on 5th Street, and we would work in tandem with the reinvestment zone in the city as part of their revitalization efforts downtown. In our last area of focus in this proposed bond package, student programs, beginning with our CTE department, the Ag Barn. This is the last program that we need to address in terms of facilities and renovations. The last time this particular barn has received renovations was in 2007, and this program has grown exponentially since then. Next, fine arts. Meredith Dunbar just received a complete renovation and rebuild, but the auditorium still needs ADA access to stage and seating replacement. This is the last thing that will round out Meredith Dunbar. Temple High School, fine arts auditorium improvements, and this would include the climate and ventilation updates, sound, and video. And then the athletic piece is the multi-purpose training complex, which would have classrooms, training rooms, and weight room and locker rooms. And then some minor repairs at Temple High School athletics with cheerleading and golf, lighting at softball and baseball to continue with our lighting standards that we have at our other facilities, and then our middle school athletic facility competition fields. This is a rendering of what one of our middle school competition fields would look like. This is behind Travis. If this bond passed, and the good thing that I'd like to share with you is that when we build facilities, they're not just for our students. This particular field would be in joint partnership with the City of Temple and would allow for our community to walk the track. It would also allow for Little League teams to play. This would not just be for Travis Science Academy students. This would actually be a community benefit as well. So in summary, when we're talking about the 2022 bond projects, first, in growth and capacity, the addition of 12 classrooms across the 3 campuses I mentioned earlier, Scott Elementary, Bonham Middle School, and Temple High School. And of course, the construction of a new elementary school, which would be a fine arts academy in the southeast quadrant. That is the bulk of this entire bond package at $63.4 million. Next, safety and security. That's the security vestibules at the remaining 3 campuses, Hector P. Garcia, Kennedy Powell, Ray Allen, elimination of the 20 portables, fire suppression system upgrades, and emergency loop accesses. Next, aging facilities. Campus improvements, our food service and auxiliary service center, transportation facility, and elementary playgrounds. And then lastly, student programs, which include fine arts with our auditoriums at Meredith Dunbar, Temple High, middle school competition fields, multi-purpose training facility, and our CTE ag facility. The difference? Well, this comes to $164.8 million. Previously, in November, it was 184.9. So that represents a dollar decrease of over 20 million and an 11% reduction in project scope. So our total bond package, once again, is 164.8 million, and this will show up on one proposition. In response to our community feedback after the November election, you can see here that the estimated impact for all of this to meet the needs of the school district is less than 3 cents on a $100,000 appraised value. That comes to $1.48 per month, less than $20 a year, $17.70 to accomplish all of this. And as another reminder to all of our residents who are 65 and older, $0 tax impact over the frozen amount. This is a huge benefit to our citizens that are 65 and older. So to put tax increase or estimated impact in a context, you have to have comparison groups. So this slide here shows you the total tax rate comparison between school districts. Currently, Temple ISD has 93 cents towards maintenance and operations. That's the red part of the bar graph, M&O, and debt 30 cents, which is INS, interest and sinking. Right now, our total tax rate sits at $1.23, almost $1.24. If this bond were to pass, that adds 3 cents to the blue part of the graph, which brings us to 33 cents. Total tax rate of $1.26. What I want you to pay attention to is this. Look at the comparable school districts around us. Academy ISD is sitting at $1.36 total tax rate. Belton, $1.35. Salado, $1.37. Even if none of those school districts increase their taxes at all, Temple ISD sits 9 or 10 cents lower than any of the surrounding school districts. Once again, proving 2 things. One, our efficiency with taxpayer dollars. We are fantastic stewards of taxpayer dollars. And number 2, the difference it makes when you reduce the tax rate the way we have over the last 3 years at 16 cents. So even if we add 3 back, that's still 13 cents to the good passed back to the taxpayers. And so when is this election? This election is the May election. Early voting is April 25th through the 29th. That's a Monday through Friday. It's also May 2nd and 3rd, which is the following Monday and Tuesday, with the election day that following Saturday, May 7th. We will update this information as we get closer to these dates. In closing, the role of a school district through a bond process is twofold. One, it's to engage their community. Two, is to provide factual information. We will continue to engage the community just like we have in the past, and we have been noted to do that very, very well and take pride in it. Number two, as far as factual information, one, we have a bond website that we'd like for you to stay abreast with and keep up with. And two, you can see here there's a QR code that you can scan from this presentation that will actually have the projects listed by campus and department. And that is something that was requested after the feedback that we received in the late fall. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this presentation. And if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to reach out directly to my office, myself, our communications department, through email, phone call, whatever it takes, and we will do anything possible to make sure that you get the information you request. Thank you so much.